All right then, so looks like we are live for episode number 71 of the Tempest Rising podcast. So, the way life has been recently, I think a lot of people are finding themselves feeling a little bit lost, maybe a little bit directionless. It seems like the world is constantly trying to pull us this way and then that way with all of the events that have gone on this year. And I think the same can be said for any year, but this year really has challenged our perceptions of what we think is normal. There's people losing jobs, losing people, our structures and our routines have changed completely. The way we live our day-to-day lives have changed completely. And for many people, it's almost seeming like life has crumbled completely, and they kind of stood there in the wreckage and they don't know what to do next or where to go next. And that's okay. Everyone feels that loss of connection and that weird shift inside them when they know life is starting to change and it's not going to be the same again. That happens to all of us at various points in our lives. So it's okay, it's okay to feel like that. But when that does happen, we tend to have two responses. The first one is to reach out to other people for support and get help from them. And the second thing is to fall back on our own habits and our own patterns. And if your habits and your patterns are not good, then they're only going to work to make things worse by clouding your judgment and putting you into this passive place of energetic apathy where nothing seems to work. And obviously that is not a great place to be in, because you're really going to struggle to move forwards. And the same can be said for a heavy reliance on other people, because it's not up to anybody else to make you feel better. Of course, they can support you, they can help you, but it's not fair to expect another human to take on your pain and your problems when they have their own. Even if they are willing, even if they do care, they do love you, they do want to help you, it's not fair to put that on them. And we shouldn't put that on them. I think there's a lot to be said for being able to stand on your own 2 feet and to work with people in a balanced way, in a well balanced relationship where they can lift you up and you can lift them up in turn, rather than just using them as a crutch and becoming reliant on other people every time things get a little bit crazy. Because when we're reliant on anything external, be that people or activities that temporarily make us feel good, then we put ourselves at the mercy of those things. And how we feel will always be dictated by how these people act or the availability of those things, those activities, those resources that make us feel better. And that's a really dangerous game to be playing. But we're kind of getting off track anyway. But the main point for today is that when you start to feel lost and you feel like life is pulling you here, there, and everywhere, go back to your purpose, because your purpose is that thing that guides you. And I talk about this a lot. Okay, I've spoken about purpose multiple times in many formats. But like I always say, your purpose is just an expression of what you value the most. So if we can do things that express our innate values, then we're no longer lost. We have something to guide us. And the path isn't necessarily clear, and we may not necessarily know how we're going to get to where we want to go, but we will have a deeper understanding of what lies behind our actions. We have something that we can rely on and something that we can always go back to guide us. And that will change, it will evolve, it will grow with you. But ultimately, your purpose is always about you. And in being able to look to yourself, then you'll never really be lost. So this is where purpose really comes into its own as an important concept and something that we all need to have and to understand. It becomes its own beacon of light for us. So as a question for you today, what is your purpose? And are you able to live that daily? What does your purpose look like? How are you expressing that within your day-to-day actions? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'll be interested to see where everybody's at and how you're finding your way back. Just let me know in the comments, and then I'm going to be back next week with some exciting stuff for you and a few new things. So make sure you keep your eye out on my pages and in the Limitless group, so you're one of the first ones to know about that. I'll see you guys very soon.